Hello, and welcome to the Temple of Enlightenment International Spiritual Center. I'm your host, Issachar Bey, and I want to thank all of you for tuning in to our weekly teaching. We are excited. We are absolutely excited about your future, and we thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedules. We want to wish all of the mothers a happy Mother's Day on this day. Um, to all of our mothers, those of you who have stepped in to become mothers, mothers of children that you may have not birthed your own biological children, but to all the mothers, to all of those who have stepped in the role of becoming a mother and being a mother, we honor you on this day and we salute you for your hard work, your love, your dedication, and all that you do to make us better. I had the privilege of having two mothers who have gone on now to the other side to be with their ancestors and so forth. But we honor a mother, and I also want to let all of you know, those who still have a mother, be thankful that you still have a mother, because those of us that don't have a mother know, we understand and we know the 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 importance of being able to still love your mother, hold your mother, talk to your mother. So those of you that still have a mother, be thankful, be grateful, because those of us that don't have it, we understand and we know uh, the importance, and we also have that missing embrace of not having our mothers with us. We have a missed spirit and a memory, but it's nothing like being able to still connect with your mother. And so on this day, we honor all the mothers, we honor those, and we say salute. We honor you and give you this day to give you your flowers and let you know that we're thankful and we're grateful for everything that you've done. I think one of the hardest things in the world is to be a mother, the things that they go through, the things that they don't tell anybody, the things that they sacrifice, and so forth. And so I'm pretty sure there's some mothers on here who know exactly what I'm talking about. And so we just honor you and we give you your flowers. I want to also, those of you, if this is your first time on this uh, platform or listening to this teaching, I ask that you like, share, and also subscribe to this channel so that you can be connected with us and be notified when new things are being released and new content, new teachings are being available. Also, if everybody can, just take a minute and just hit the like button for me. The like button is something that helps us out greatly. It also helps us out with the algorithm. It helps us to be seen more and to put us out there and push us. So those of you that can take a second or half a second and just hit the like button, it would be greatly appreciated. I want to get into some things today real quickly, and to really dive into this. I want to talk about the wealth archetypes, something that came to me last week, and I really want to kind of get into that a little bit. Um, we won't go too deep into that, but real quickly, let's go ahead into our mind treatment. Those of you that are listening, if you can just get in a quiet place, close your eyes, and just get in a still, quiet place, a place of quietness and being still mentally, psychologically, and allow your mind to just comprehend the words that I'm speaking and begin to embrace them and connect with them. I want you to take a deep breath, inhale and exhale. Again, take a deep breath, inhale and exhale. Again, take a deep breath, inhale and exhale. In the realm of infinite possibilities, I recognize the presence of the wealth archetypes within me. The depths of my being are now connected to the archetype. The divine archetype represents abundance, prosperity, and the limitless flow of wealth in all areas of life. I align my consciousness with the essence of the wealth archetype. I release any limiting beliefs or patterns that may have hindered my access to abundance. I open myself to the infinite wisdom and guidance that the wealth archetype offers. I affirm that I am a living embodiment to the wealth archetype. I embrace the understanding of true wealth, that true wealth goes beyond material possessions and encompasses holistic well-being, joy, and fulfillment in all areas of my life. I activate the power of action within me. I take inspired action towards my financial goals and dreams. I move forward with determination, persistence, and resilience. I understand that my actions align with my intentions and bring me closer to the manifestation of wealth and abundance. I activate the power of alignment within me. I align my thoughts, beliefs, actions with the energy of abundance. I release any thoughts of lack or scarcity and replace them with thoughts of abundance and prosperity. I am in perfect harmony with the universal flow of wealth and abundance. I release the spiritual mind treatment into the infinite intelligence, knowing that the essence of the wealth archetype is already activated within me. I surrender to the divine plan and trust that the path to abundance is unfolding before me. I am grateful for the wealth and prosperity that is manifesting in my life and for the limitless possibilities that lie ahead. And so it is, and so it is. Thank you so much, everybody who's tuning in. If you're just tuning in right now, please do me a favor and hit the like button. Like, share, and also subscribe if you haven't done so. We are moving and continuing in our series on money, manifestation, mindsets. And in this teaching today, we're going to be talking about the wealth archetype, discovering your divine blueprint for prosperity. The wealth, when I talk about the archetype, I believe that there's so many different archetypes within us, and when we begin to activate them, when we begin to move into a knowledge of understanding these archetypes, we begin to go through the stages of different archetypes in our lives. I believe that everybody doesn't even realize that the millionaire that you're trying to become is already in you. You just haven't met the millionaire yet. You haven't been introduced to the millionaire that's within inside of you already. Everything that you are attempting to do, understand it starts from within. And so we're talking about millionaires. We're talking about money mindset. When you talk about becoming a millionaire, the millionaire already resides in you. Everybody listening to me, you have great ideas. You've seen things on TV and said, oh, that's a good idea, but if I did it, I would do it this way. You've seen businesses and concepts and things happening in certain ways that you said, you know what, that's a good idea, but if I was to use it and do it, I would do it this way. I would do it that way. So we all have great ideas. We all have great concepts and beliefs and ideologies. And so I believe that it's a matter of time. It's a matter of us tapping in and beginning to meet the millionaire that's already inside of us. Today, we embark on a profound exploration, an endeavor to unveil a secret so powerful, yet so intrinsically linked to our existence and our essence, that it transforms our very understanding of prosperity. The secret in your wealth, this secret is your wealth archetype, your divine blueprint for financial success. By unlocking this blueprint, you align yourself with the universal laws that govern abundance and prosperity. Let us understand that our outer world is but a reflection of the inner state. So, many of us are, you've been listening to these teachings. A lot of you have, you've gotten your wealth codes. You've gotten all of these things inwardly. You've been part of the 9 laws of mental ascension. We've been doing everything on the mental side. We've been preparing ourselves for the mental side. But understand that everything that happens on the inside, there's going to be a reflection of what happens on the outside. And so that's why it's important that you harness these things, these truths, these precepts, these concepts, and that you begin to meditate on them and work with them and actually become them. One of the things that we talk about with money manifestation mindset, we're not trying to, we have an understanding that we learn about money, right? We learn about money, and then we start working with it. We start working with the laws and principles of money, and then we understand that at some point in our journey, we become money. Why? Because you only get out of life what you become. So those of you who are listening, you have to become the millionaire. You must become the millionaire first. You must tap into that inner millionaire within you. You're never going to get out of life what you hope for, what you wish, what shall happen, what may happen, what could happen. The only thing that happens, the only thing that we get in life is what we become. So if anybody's dealing with drama, discord, disruption, those are things that you have become. You have become the very thing that you are seeing in your physical reality. So in order to remove the discord, the any kind of disruption in your life, you have to now change, because you don't want to be disruption. You don't want to be discord. You don't want those things to be in your physical reality anymore, because what's in your physical reality is also a reflection of what's going on the inside. And so we are creating millionaires. We're not creating you because you already existed. Understand this: there's nothing new under the sun. All this information that you're getting is not me telling you something that you didn't know. What I'm doing is bringing you back to remembrance of things that were already programmed inside of you. These things were already put inside of you. I'm just bringing you back to a level of awareness so that you can become aware of the things that have been already placed inside of you. And so what happens is we understand that the outer world is a reflection of the inner world, and that within our inner world lies the archetypes, right? And archetype will be a concept as old as human consciousness, yet as fresh as each individual's experience of life. I love getting into the archetypes, because when you get into the archetypes, it brings me back to one of the women who I believe is one of the greatest teachers that we have ever had on the face of earth, which would be Carolyn Mace. And she's one of those, if you want to look her up and look into some of her studies, she teaches a whole thing about the archetypes. And I think that it's a phenomenal thing. She has a book called The Castle. She's a phenomenal teacher, and her story is unbelievable. And when I begin to look at the archetypes, I begin to look at how she uses the archetypes to activate within you certain levels of consciousness, and certain levels of bringing you back to awareness of who you are. And when you get into that and begin to understand that my life is in my hands, my life is in my control. See, there is nobody that's going to come to save you. There's nobody that's coming to save you. There's nobody that's coming to give you, any kind of covering, safety, all of these things. You are responsible for you. And I think that when you understand that you no longer can be the victim, but you have now become the volunteer, I tell people all the time, when you were under your parents' parental guidance, you were a volunteer. But anything that you are experiencing now in life as an adult, you volunteered it. People say all the time, well, you know what? I didn't volunteer to be sick. I didn't volunteer to get divorced. I didn't volunteer to be lonely and sick and brokenhearted and living in poverty. I didn't pay. I didn't sign up to that. I didn't volunteer for that. And I would say, yes, you did. And they would say, well, what do you mean? How can you tell me that I didn't volunteer to get divorced? Well, you volunteered because you only get out of life what you pay for. You will only get in life what you pay for. And what you pay for is, what are you paying attention to? What are you paying attention to? Are you paying attention to the lack, loss, the limitation? Are you paying attention to everything that's going wrong, everything that could go wrong, all the negativity? Are we paying attention to that? Because if we're paying attention to that, then that's why we are experiencing that in our present reality. But if I no longer want to experience those things in my present reality, guess what? As of today, it stops. I'm not paying for that anymore. I'm paying for the things that I want to see in my present reality. I want to see peace, harmony. I want to see happiness. I want to see love. I want to see abundance. I want to see prosperity. Guess what? I have to start paying for those things. And how would I pay for those things? By paying my attention to those things. Where your attention goes, your power flows. We talked a little bit about that last week. Where your attention goes, your power flows. What are you paying attention to? Are we paying attention to the big rap beef between Drake and Kendrick Lamar? Are we paying attention to, all of this stuff that's going on in Hollywood and all of these things that are going on the internet and Instagram? What are we paying attention to? Where your attention goes, your power flows. Where are we paying? What are we paying for? Every day we're paying. And so now we live in a society now. I was looking the other day. I listened to Gary Vee, who happens to be one of the top business, I would say, business professionals, business content creators. Basically, he deals with branding and building businesses, and he's pretty much one of the powerful voices, I would say, for Fortune 500 companies. And what he talks about is that we live in a society now where we're trading attention. Everybody's on their phone every day, all day. Everybody's on social media, they're texting. Everything you're doing it on your phone. And so what happens is, we're no longer looking at TV. We're no longer, everything that you can see on TV, you can see on your phone. All the social media apps, all of the Netflix and Max and Hulu, all of that can be watched on the phone. So now we're trading attention. How can I get this person's attention? Because now in corporate America, it's about running ads. So now we're running ads to the phone. Now we're trying to get people's attention through social media and through these different things. So it's all about attention, right? Remember, you only get in life what you pay for. What are you paying attention to? What you focus on is where your power flows. Where your attention goes, the power flows. So imagine if we started paying attention to becoming a millionaire, and we started paying attention to the 20 commandments of a millionaire, and we started paying attention to the millionaire's mind. And we started paying attention to all these things that we've been learning week after week, and we started focusing on those things. What happens is, as you start to pay for those things, guess what happens? Things start happening inwardly, and then it's as a reflection, things start changing outwardly. Because remember, if I'm paying attention to disruption, if I'm paying attention to negativity, guess what starts happening? I start getting involved in all kind of negativity. I start getting all this kind of disruption and discourse start happening in my life because I'm paying attention to it. But what happens when I start paying attention to money and I start paying attention to how things operate and how millionaires move and how I am operating as a millionaire, I'm thinking as a millionaire, I'm walking as a millionaire, and I start paying attention to that, guess what happens? Things in my life begin to change. And so I want to talk about the wealth archetypes, because the wealth archetypes are archetypes that can help us to meet, discover, and connect with the millionaire within us. One of the first archetypes that I want to talk about is the visionary. It's the visionary archetype. The visionary archetype, you see possibilities where others see barriers. I want you to get that. When you start operating as a visionary, first of all, a visionary is somebody whose consciousness is high. A visionary is somebody who can see the end. The visionary is somebody that can see the completed circle, that can see the end of the journey, the end of it, and know what I need to do as a visionary. What am I going to put in perspective? Now listen to this. When you tap into the archetype of the visionary, you're dealing with a person who, listen to this, that can see possibilities where others see barriers. Now, let me tell you a quick story, and you guys may have heard this story before, about two sets of people went to Africa. One set of people went to Africa, and they saw the children in Africa running with no shoes. And they said, you know what, we wouldn't be able to do anything with shoes. And then another person saw that and said, oh, no, this is a great opportunity for me to implement and innovatively start putting them in shoes and sees what happens. And he began to give them shoes. One saw it as a barrier, one saw it as a possibility. The visionary, that you can see good, that you can see, your vision is so clear and your consciousness is so, because you elevated your level of consciousness, that you're able to see vision in everything. The earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof, which means that you can see the good. You can see money in everything. Listen, I said this last week. When you start operating in a millionaire's mindset, you will see money in everything. You will start thinking like a millionaire. You start walking, you start talking as a millionaire. That's why in the beginning I had you guys write down all the companies, everything that you use, from the television shows you watch, the apps that you download, the car that you drive, the toothpaste that you use, the shower gel that you use, the soap that you use, the toothpaste, the kind of food that you eat, the appliances, everything that you have. We started looking at them from a different perspective, because we can say, wait a minute, these are things that I've been buying and using for years, and now that I'm operating in my millionaire's consciousness, I come to the notion that, wait a minute, I can be an owner of these things. I can actually own the companies of the products that I use. The visionary, your path is to prosperity involves leveraging your innovative ideas to create value, to prosper, to focus on things that will allow you to generate streams of income. See, this is what I want you guys to understand. We can't do the same thing we've been doing for years and expect something different to happen. They call that insanity. That's what they call it. They call it insanity. And so you can't still operate how you operated in 2023, 2022, 2005, 2010, 2015, and still think that you're going to get the results or get to the things that you want to get to. There has to be a change. If we're talking about millionaires, what we're talking about is how can we begin to allow our money to make money for us, money to work for us. A millionaire makes $521 an hour. You can do the math. And which I find very interesting. Look at this. A millionaire makes $521 an hour, and if you add 5 plus 2 plus 1, It gets 8. 8 is the number of financial power. It's the number of financial stability. It is the master money mantle, right? A millionaire makes $521 an hour. I want you guys to write that down and put it in the chat. $521. If you're a millionaire, what service could you provide? What things could you provide where you're making $521 an hour? We're operating out of a millionaire's consciousness. We're operating, and so if we're operating in this archetype of the visionary, because we are a visionary. Now, I'll tell you like this. As a visionary, listen to me and hear me good on this. The best way to see is with your eyes closed. Yes, as a visionary, the best way to see is with your eyes closed, because you're not going to be when we say visionary, we mean visionary in consciousness. We mean as the archetype that's connected in you. You're activating the visionary archetype. You're seeing with your mind's eye, which makes it even powerful, because whatever you see with the mind's eye already takes it as if it already is, and begins to work with it and begins to move with it, because it believes that what you are meditating on, what you are focusing on in your mind's eye, you're telling your consciousness, you're telling your imagination, you're telling the subconscious mind that this is my reality. And you're being able to now move into a place now where you can focus on the ability to understand the visionary, the archetype. I'm activating that archetype within me as a visionary. I'm activating it because what I want to do is I want to be able to create my own reality. I want to be able to live where I want to live. I want to be able to start working on my travels and different things that I want to do. Some of you want to write a book. Some of you want to travel the world. Some of you don't want to work for money, but you want money to work for you. You have to start somewhere. You have to begin to start moving and operating and really indulging into this, into some great things. The next archetype that I want to go over real quickly is the archetype of the builder. I know it's Mother's Day. I don't want to hold you guys too long today. The builder, practical and steadfast. You build lasting value step by step. The builder. As a builder, you're building your consciousness. And as you build your consciousness, you understand that in life, wealth, prosperity, abundance, becoming a millionaire, you're building. What are you building? You're building your legacy. You're building step by step a lasting value. Patience and persistence are the pillars upon which you must stand when you are activating the builder archetype. When you start operating in that, I think that, there's so many different ways. I don't know if you guys have been jumping in. We have the equity group, which is a great group for beginners. I would recommend it. It's also on Clubhouse. I'm going to start getting into some things too and bring some experts on that show us, especially the beginners, how to start from the bottom, how to start investing, how to take $50, $100, $25, and start being able to put money to work for us, so that we can now start the ball to roll, where we can start moving and operating to where I no longer work for money, but now money works for me. We're moving to a level of consciousness where we open up streams of money. There's so many people listening to me that have so many great ideas. You need to start putting your ideas on paper. We need to start getting ready to implement these ideas. Why? Because you were put in on this earth for a purpose and a reason, and for your destiny, right? Your service that you provide, there's hundreds of thousands of millions of people waiting for you to create that idea that you have. You were given that idea. You were given that desire that you have so that you can start implementing it. We're not worried about how it's going to happen. We're not worried about whether we have the finances or whatever we have to get it. We just want to get it started. We want to get the ball rolling. Because as a millionaire, we already know that we are money magnets and that whatever I need will begin to attract to me whenever I need to get it done. But we're moving and operating into the place where we can now start moving and getting things done and beginning to operate and move. Listen, we're already in May. Next month, we'll be in June. We're already halfway through the year. We're halfway through the year already. And this year is flying. I could have sworn it was just January yesterday. And so we're already halfway through the year, which lets me know 2025 is already here. We've already, if you're at the halfway point of 2024, we already start looking at 2025 because before you know it, you're blank and we'll be in December. We'll be Christmas. So we are in the place now where we're understanding that our builder archetype is allowing us to be practical and steadfast, and that we are building a lasting value step by step. There's no rush. Because what we're building legacy, when we're building for longevity. We're not looking for the fast, quick, easy way. No, we want something that sustains through time, something that stands the contraments of time, that stands and begins to go forth and begins to lead to our children's children and those that we leave behind, family members. And so we begin to operate in that perspective. And so the next archetype is the connector with a natural flair for relationships. Your wealth comes through networking and partnerships. And so as the connector, they always say that when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. And I think that in life, when you start on this journey and you start to go forward into the things that you need to do, everything that you need will start to appear exactly when you need it. That's why I just said you don't have to worry about whether I have the money to do it, whether I have this to do it. Just begin to start the ball to rolling. Just begin to start putting your ideas on paper and start to get into organizations and organizing them and putting them in perspective. Because as you continue to move in those things, what happens is things will appear at the right time. You'll begin to connect because you are the connector. You are activating your connector archetype. You know, people say all the time, you know, if I can just meet the right person, if I can just meet somebody that can open the door for me, if I can just meet somebody that give me a chance. No, you don't have to worry about that. You create that. When you connect and activate that connector archetype, listen, hear me good. When you start to activate and connect with the connector archetype, you start now, you have the ability to create whatever it is that you want. We're not waiting for anybody to give us a handout. We're not waiting for anybody to give us an opportunity. We create everything. Everybody here has $1 million idea they're sitting on right now. Everybody that's listening to me right now, you have $1 million idea inside of you. And all you got to do is tap in. All you have to do is tap in and begin to work that $1 million idea that you have. What service do you provide? We talk about this all the time. There's no millionaire, there's no billionaire, there's no trillionaire that does not provide a service. What service do you provide? I want you to think about your $1 million idea that you have, because everybody has one. Everybody has $1 million idea within them that they're sitting on right now. And all you have to do is tap in and begin to utilize it, begin to work with it, begin to start tapping into it and begin to start allowing yourself to embrace it and begin to work with this idea that you have. Why? Because money chases great ideas. We don't chase money. We want money to chase us. Money chases great ideas. The next one that I want to talk about real quickly is the alchemist. And those of you that were in us with the mental resurrection, that's where I brought that concept of the mental alchemist. But in this, the alchemist, as the archetype, has the ability to transform the mundane, or to transform your thoughts into physical realities, to transfer those ideas. So when I say to you that everybody's sitting on $1 million idea, that's a fact. When you activate the alchemist archetype, you're activating the archetype that will allow you to transform that idea into the $1 million. It would allow you to activate that idea and begin to transform it. And so when you begin to understand and look at this, you'll look at like the mystics of old. You transform the mundane into the golden. Your creativity is your wealth. Your creativity is your wealth. You have the ability to create it. Everybody here has an idea. Everybody here has a concept, something that they've been sitting on, a great idea that they've never told anybody, something that they've always wanted to do, that they believe that can help humanity, something that they believe, and you need to start working with it. Some of you are thinking, well, and you can't be afraid. So I know a lot of you have reached out to me and let me know that you were a little kind of resistant to the investment in stocks, because I understand that's something that may seem like it's way over your head, but in reality, it's really not. And the reason why I wanted to bring that to you is because I believe that it's one way for you as a beginner to really move into that, or to really prepare yourself and move into that mindset of really operating and thinking and moving like a millionaire, because you're putting your money to work for you. You're putting, no matter how low it is, no matter how little it is, you're actually moving in that direction. And understand, a millionaire is created not by how much we see them have now, but the millionaire is created by his or hers daily routine. What is your daily routine? The other day I was sitting down and I was thinking about that, and I was just thinking about how much time we waste. We waste so much time doing stuff that does not benefit us, doing stuff that gives us no return on our investment. And just imagine if we could took a lot of the times that we waste and begin to focus. Remember, where my attention flows, my power goes. How many of us are wasting our time on stuff that really doesn't matter, that really doesn't mean anything, that's not going to enhance our lives, that's not going to change our lives? We're worrying about other people. We're worrying about everybody else's circumstances. We're worrying about what somebody else did to somebody else, rather than worrying about how can I better myself? How can I be the best version of myself? How can I? How can I be the best version of myself? I can't do that by worrying about what somebody else is doing, or worrying about what they're doing over there on the left and on the right. I can only do that by focusing on me. Life will always give man what he first gives himself. So if you've given yourself poverty, then life will give you that too, because life can only give you what you give yourself. Life will only always give you what you give yourself. And so what I believe is, I believe that I'm giving myself the things that I believe I deserve, the things that I believe that I am entitled to. And I'm ready for it. I'm ready to step up, and I'm ready to move and shift my level of consciousness. And so I understand that my creativity creates my wealth. My creativity is my wealth. My being able to be a creator. Because there's two kind of people in this world. There's creators and creatures. And if you are a creator, you are obligated to create. Each of these archetypes has a unique path to financial freedom. Uh, and also, when you recognize your archetype, embrace its strengths, and begin to move into a level of understanding of how to really work with those. I just wanted to give you those four. There's a whole lot others that we will get into, but the four I just wanted to give you because these are the very important ones, which is the archetype of the visionary, the archetype of the builder, the archetype of the connector, the archetype of the alchemist. And so I wanted to give you those archetypes so that you begin to work with those things. Where do you see yourself in May of 2025? You're the only one that can define that. You're the only one that can actually give yourself the definition or the answer to that question, because you have the ability to do something about that. You have the ability to do what happens 30 days from now, what happens 20 days from now, what happens 60, 90 days from now. And so I think it's imperative that we move and operate. I wanted to talk very briefly about the 30-day money blueprint, right? If we're operating in our archetype and we're moving and operating in those archetypes in our lives and we are seeing ourselves, the most important thing is the vision. If you don't see it, you can't have it. What you see is what you get. What you see is what you get. That goes for everything. If you don't see yourself with money, then you won't have no money. If you don't see yourself being happy, then you will never be happy. If you don't see yourself free, then you'll never be free. If you don't, some of you want a spouse and want to get married. If you do not see yourself getting married, what you see is what you get. That's why it's very important. It is vital. And remember, the only way you can see is with your eyes closed. You got to tap into your mind's eye and really activate the visionary archetype. I wanted to talk real quickly because I want us to start moving into a level of application. And I wanted to talk about this 30-day divine money blueprint, because I believe that this blueprint will allow us to harness our archetypes for greater wealth, right? This plan is to guide us, tailored to align with the universal laws of success and our archetypes. Now, like I said, everybody's sitting on the idea. Everybody's sitting on the dream. Everybody's sitting on the concept, something that they can utilize, can actually tap into, that will make, or that will open up the road, the journey for them to elevate and move into their millionaire status, right? Week one of this 30-day plan is about self-assessment and planning. So this is where we are identifying with our wealth archetype through introspection and the possible assessment tool to assess where we are. Where are you? Where are you physically, spiritually, mentally, psychologically? A lot of us have so much stuff going on in our lives that it's almost very hard to pull away from. And so I want to say that to some of you that have children and you have a husband and you have a wife and you have family members that are counting on you. You have so many things going on. You could be already business owners, entrepreneurs, and you have all of these things going on. So it's a matter of how do I get to a place of quietness where I can sit down for 5 to 10 minutes? And what I would say to you is restructure your daily routine. Millionaires are made by their daily routines. Begin to orchestrate and organize your day. What does your day start like? What does your day put time aside for the things that you're prioritizing that are important to you or that are important to help you along with what you're doing? So in week one of your 30-day money blueprint, you want to move into understanding the assessment and planning. So I'm assessing where I am. You know what? I have the ideas ready. I need to go get incorporated. I need to go open up a bank account. I need to put together a business plan. You know, where am I at with this idea? Why? Because I've been living my life the way I've been living my life, and I've been living my life just the way I've been living it. But I've been expecting things to happen. See, it's really put you in an insane asylum consciousness when you come to teachings like this and you listen to this kind of stuff every Sunday, and then you just keep doing everything that you've been doing for the last 10 years. And then you get upset because everybody around you seems to be succeeding and elevating, and you're not going anywhere, and you get upset and you say, well, I don't understand. You know, I go to these classes and I listen to all of this stuff. Yeah, but you're not implementing it. You're not allowing yourself to become one with the information. You're not allowing yourself to take it in and to embrace it. They say you are what you eat. But when I say that, I'm not talking about physically. I'm talking about intellectually, mentally, psychologically, what you eat. What do I take in? What do you watch? What are you listening to? What are you constantly reading? What are you eating? And so you have to put yourself in that position. So now we look at the concept here. Now we're looking at the concept here where we're dealing with day one. Identify your wealth archetype, as I said, through introspection. And then day 3 to 4, you're defining your financial goals. Be specific and realistic. All right? Some of you may say, you know what? I want to make $3,000 a month. I want to make $1,500 a month. I want to. This is what my goals are. I want to start making investments. So some of you may say, you know what? Every 2 weeks when I get paid, I can afford to put aside $250, or I could afford to put away $300 every 2 weeks out of my check and begin to allow that money to work and put it into the stock market and begin to do investments, or use that money to start organizing and putting together the idea that I have. Everything we do is an investment. So use that money to invest in what you're doing, to the concepts, the beliefs, the dreams that you have. I always tell people all the time, you always work on your part-time dream until it becomes your full-time reality. Yes, you work on your part-time dream until it becomes your physical reality. Day 5 and 7, we're creating a blueprint that aligns with our goals and our archetype strength. So we're creating a blueprint, and I would say blueprint / budget. What's your budget? You know, we have to know where we are. And I think that, you know, this will help a lot of you out, because this is why you hear me talk about all the time the importance of credit. And so a lot of us are in financial disarray. We may be in financial hardships. And so that's why you have to move with wisdom, because, yes, there's ways that you can position yourself and get into other ways of other resources that are available to you. So this is day 5 and 7. where we're talking about creating a blueprint/budget that aligns with your goals and your archetype strengths. So this is where you're looking at what you have. What are you bringing in? What is it that you're doing? What is it that you can work with? Every time you get paid, instead of maybe throwing it away or spending money on things that give you no return, when you look back at all the things that you've done, you was like, dang, if I would have saved that money, if I would have put that money in the stock market, right now I could have been up 30%, I could have been up 22%. If I had put that money and started this business, who knows where I would have been. Okay, we can't go by what shoulda, woulda, coulda. Choose ye this day. We can start today. You don't have to beat yourself up over what you didn't do or what you couldn't do, but start today. And from this day forth, start moving and operating as a millionaire. Start thinking and talking as a millionaire. And allow yourself to embrace that concept, to embrace that archetype that will allow you to align yourself. You know what your wealth code is. So you connect your archetype with the wealth code and you begin to work with them. You know what your elements are. You begin to work with your elements. And those of you that have come to me for consultations, we are able to get into we are able to put the whole story together. On week 2, we're aligning ourselves with the universal presence and the universal laws. Day 8 and 9, we're studying the principle of cause and effects as it pertains to your financial decisions. Now listen, for every cause, there is an effect. So I think that in itself, when it comes to financial decisions, am I making the right decision? Have I got all of the facts and all of the details that I need to make this financial decision? One of the things I'm going to be doing, those of you that joined the membership, the I Am Money membership, is I will show you. Once again, I'm going to recommend the equity group, but I will also show you how I look at a company that I want to invest in. I look at how much money are they bringing in, how much debt are they in. I mean, there's so many different concepts if those of you want to go that way, or if you guys are thinking about starting a business and you want to know what to do, what are the steps? We'll get into all of that stuff as well. We get into the steps of starting a business and what is the name of the business? What are the things that I need to do? What are the steps? So for every cause, there's going to be an effect. There's going to be an effect, and because you know that if you can create the cause, guess what? You know what the effect is going to be, because you are in control of the cause. You have the ability to control the cause. Day 10 and 11, we're implementing the laws of vibration. And we understand that everything operates by vibration. Have you ever walked into a room and things were off, things didn't feel right? You just said, you know what, I don't know what's going on, but something ain't right over here. It just don't feel right, right? The vibration is not adding up. There's something vibrationally off. And so when we talk about millionaire status and we're talking about consciousness, we have to operate at a vibrational level that we understand that our vibration is going to change. Everything in us is getting ready to elevate. Our minds, everything will elevate. Everything will go to the next level. Why? Because of how we operate and how we move. Also, on day 12 and 14, begin to utilize small action steps that align your daily habits with your financial goals. Yes. Start planning. Start looking at your money that you bring in. Start looking at the things that you need to do. Start looking at where you are spending most of your money, not with bills and all of that, but the extra money that you have. Is your money working for you? Are you investing that money into yourself to make more money, to align yourself as you get on that journey? I just think that our mindsets need to change. We need to be focused. We need to have a different mindset. We need to be visionaries, right? I need to see the good in everything. I need to see money in everything that I move and operate. If you ever been around millionaires or talked to millionaires, everything about them is all about money and strategy, and that's why they're always buying other companies and everything about them, because they think differently. They operate differently. Week 3, we're doing expansion and growth. Day 15 and 16, we are exploring and setting up additional income streams that resonate with your archetype. Do you guys know that, I was going to say this too, that you can create businesses that nobody even knows that you own the businesses. I'm talking about everything from drop shipping, everything from tech, I've seen people make millions of dollars off of people going through, I can't think of the name of it, but it's through Amazon. So basically, you go to Amazon, Amazon gives you a website, right, which is still Amazon website, but it's your website. And you just push traffic to that website, and anybody that buys stuff from Amazon from your website, you get paid. But it's just an Amazon site. It's the same thing that's on every Amazon site, but you have the ability to partner with them. And everybody that already buys everything from Amazon anyway, they can buy it from your site. And Amazon will cut you in on it, and people are making millions of dollars doing it. There's so many different ways to make money with AI, with ChatGPT. It's amazing that, we just have to be in the know. We have to be in the understanding of how, why, and be in that now, to be in the know. And so that's why it's important that you stay connected, that you constantly stay connected and embrace this level of consciousness. Don't just come and listen to this every week, but start applying it. So then we get to day 17 and 19, which is about educating yourself on investments and strategies that are suitable for your archetype. So understand, as a millionaire, the word that you're going to speak all the time is investment. Investment. As a millionaire, I'm the kind of person that I want to create opportunities for my money to work for me. So what other opportunities can I use to put my money to work for me? That's called an investment. Some of you have great ideas, and you invested in those ideas. Guess what they are? Those are investments. Some of you want to write books. Some of you want to get into the arts. Some of you have movie ideas. All the movies you didn't watch on YouTube and Tubi and Netflix and Hulu. I know some of you would have been like, "Oh, I got a great movie idea." All right, let's get the movie idea down. Let's get it down. Let's start implementing these ideas, because each one of us are sitting on millions of dollars and we don't know it. Some of us have great movie ideas. Some of us have great book ideas, whether you're writing fiction or nonfiction. You have great stories. Some of you have implementing and sitting on great $1 million ideas. There's no greater time than now. Day 21, we're dealing with the reinvesting our profits to fuel our growth, adhering to archetype strategies, right? We're investing in ourselves. We're reinvesting in ourselves. We're putting ourselves in a position to win. This is what we're doing. This is how it's done. Week 4 is about reflection and adjustment. Day 22, we're dealing with the review of our progress and adjusting your strategies. Day 24 and 25, we're continuing to apply the laws, the metaphysical laws of abundance, and we're focused on the positive outcomes. Day 26, day 30, we are solidifying the habits and strategies that worked, and we pledge to continue those moving forward. So at day 30, this is just a simple 30-day plan. I would love to. This is Mother's Day. So 30 days from now, I would love to hear how we have progressed. Have we started writing the movies? Have we started writing the book? Have we started to get that business off the ground? Have we started researching and studying and finding out what do I need to do to get this going? Have I started looking into getting into stocks and getting to all these different things that can generate and make me money, that can make me money while I'm asleep, that can make passive income for me, where I don't have to work hard anymore. I can just work smart. So these are the things that we are implementing. These are the things that we're doing. And I think that it's imperative that we continue to do that. Your mind is the master weaver between the inner garment of character and the outer garment of circumstance. I'm going to say that again. Your mind is the master weaver between the inner garment of character and the outer garment of circumstance. As you align yourself with the wealth archetype, you weave a tapestry of prosperity that reflects your deepest values and aspirations. I told you a couple of weeks ago that your thought life equals your thought style equals your lifestyle. Your thought style equals your lifestyle. How are you thinking? As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Your thought style equals your lifestyle. And so we want to make sure that we are in that position to win, that we're in the position to win. And so I want to thank all of you. I didn't want to hold you too long today. I know it's Mother's Day, and I just wanted to drop that on you. We're going to work with that. Those of you that are in the mastermind group, the I Am Money, I will see you tomorrow. We will be going with the 8 mystical secrets of becoming a money magnet. So I'm looking forward to continuing and working with you guys on that. As we move into our level of circulation, those of you that want to be in our circulation, I need everybody that can, everybody that will, everybody that's listening to me to go ahead and sow that $26 seed, that $26 donation into the Temple of Enlightenment International Spiritual Center. There's 4 ways that you can give. We believe that when you circulate, what you release will come back to you. It will come back to its original point of origin. And so everybody that's listening, there are 4 ways that you can sow that seed. There's 4 ways that you can give that donation. And the first way is going to be Cash App. It's going to be $TOESC, $TOESC. The second and third way is going to be PayPal and Zelle. PayPal and Zelle are both going to be our email, which is info, INFO, at TOESC. Once again, that's going to be info, INFO, at TOESC.org. That's our email that we can use both for PayPal or if anybody wants to use Zelle. And then we also have Venmo, and Venmo is going to be Issachar Bey, ISSACHARBEY at gmail.com. And so that's the email for Venmo. I want to thank all of you that are going to sow. Those of you that say, I may not have the 26, whatever it is that you want to give, we greatly appreciate it. Some of you give more than $26, and we are forever grateful at that as well. So I just need everybody that can to go ahead and sow that $26 seed. And then also, we want to look forward to you guys tomorrow night, those of you that are going to be with us in the I Am Money membership. I want to let you guys know that your destiny is not a matter of chance, but it's a matter of choice. And I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it.